Let's talk about privatization in Liberia. The issue is whenever you talk about solving a problem in Liberia, the first, I'm sure this is true for most of Africa, but I'm just new on ground. I just left the States over 30 years ago and came back home. I've been here now, I think 4 or 5 months, maybe 6 months now. I came in June, or is it July 2023? 5, 6 months I've been home after 30 years being in the States. But let's talk. Whenever you mention a problem, and most Africans, the first thing, the government. The government cannot solve all of the problems. First of all, the government cannot solve the problem because the government is the problem. If we are honest. Number one. Number two, privatization is good. For example, in America, I'm not saying America is perfect, but don't get this twisted. But there's some systems and rules and protocols they have that has helped them thus far, that we can take the good part and implement it, and some of the bad parts we leave it with them. No nation is perfect, because nations are ruled by individuals who themselves are imperfect beings. Okay, now privatization in America, the government does not provide light, which is electricity, running water, internet, phone companies, clean up the trash. Those are 5 companies. Why can't we privatize that here? Number one, if we privatize the phone company here, we'll have better, we the citizens will benefit both ways. And I'll tell you, if we privatize the phone company, we'll have more than one, at least 3 or 4. Right now it's only 2. If we have 3 or 4 different phone companies, we the citizens who use the phone will benefit both ways. Number one, those private companies will provide jobs for us, that you can get a job. That's number one. Number two, the private company will provide better phone service for you, because why? They don't want to lose you to their competitors. So the phone company will begin to compete for us as customers. But here they only have 2, and both of them almost work pretty much the same. So where can you go? But if you have 3 or 4 other phone companies that are competing for your service, for my service, for our service, they will make sure they are on top of their game. They will make sure they provide the best service possible, so they cannot lose you to their competitors. But you guys are satisfied with 1 or 2 phone companies, because why? Competition might expose your inadequacy or your incompetence. A competition might also expose how corrupt most of you are. So number one, phone company. The phone company will provide 2 things: jobs for all of us, and better service, phone service. Internet service, the same thing. The internet, if you privatize the internet service, they have, there's how many internet service? One they call Orange. What's the other one? Lone Star. That's it. I think it's the same thing with the phone. Just 2. No, we need 3 or 4, so those guys can be on their toes, on top of the games. Because, like, for example, in the US, if you want to switch, you can call this person. I used to be with AT&T. Now I want to switch to Verizon. What's the best deal? The phone companies begin to compete with each other for your service, for your money, for your time. And because they're competing, they want to make sure the service they provide for you is top notch, is even better than the service their competitors are providing, so you can stay with them for life. So you don't have to leave, they don't have to lose you to the next phone company. So you don't want competition, because why? Either you're incompetent, you're a bunch of thieves and corrupt, or you can do the job, and people don't have any other choice but to stick with your incompetence and your poor service. The internet service here, to me, is very poor. The phone service is very poor, because there's no competition. Allow people to come and put phone services and internet services. You'll see out of those current phone companies and internet providers that are currently in Liberia, one of 2 things will happen: they will vanish, or they'll up their games. Finish. That's what will happen. So internet service, phone service, the same thing. They will provide good jobs, and they will provide good services. You go to the water, we'll be here sometimes 6 weeks, there's no water. I mean city water from the faucet. 6 weeks are living in the city. How can you survive 6 weeks there's no water in the house, in the apartments? How is that normal? In 2023, how is that acceptable? How is it normal? How have we lived with that and we think it's okay? It's not okay, it's not normal. As old as we are, we should do better. We should be leading the way in these things. Not sitting here talking about Liberia. That's how it is. What kind of nonsense? Nothing proof. You guys are just so lackadaisical, so complacent, just laid back like kids around. Really? Come on, man. We should be leading the way in everything. As old as we are, as the oldest independent nation in Africa, we should be leading the way. Not fortunately like we're 200 years behind time. We should be in the future, advancing, that people can't even catch up with us. Water. If you allow private companies to provide water, they'll provide the best service of water. Or you privatize it, or you give those contracts to private companies, it will be the best. They'll make sure they provide clean water, and they'll make sure they're going to provide jobs also. The next thing, electricity, same thing. When I used to live in the States, I used to live in New York. The electric company that was there was Con Edison. I'm not sure if it still is, maybe it is. I moved to North Carolina. The electric company there is Duke Energy. That's the company that provide, like, I think in Maryland, DC, they call PE&G or P&G in California. I think it's the same P&G or PE&G. You can correct me if you're in the States. But the point I'm making is, the whole U.S. government cannot provide electricity for the whole of the United States. It's too much. It's probably too expensive. If America cannot provide power, the government is to provide power for the whole country. As much as we think as rich as America is, why they can't provide power for the whole? They have each region or city or state have different power company, private company that provide power. Why can't we do that? We want to invite investors, but we don't want to privatize things. Everything the government. The government cannot solve the problem or all the problem, because sometimes the government is the problem. Privatize these things. Get this contract and say, okay, you, for instance, Dagne, you go and provide power for Buchanan. This other person, John Doe, will provide power in Kakatan. This other person will give you the contract to provide power in Maryland, in Marshall. Provide water here. Give out the contract and don't sell the contract. Don't negotiate for them to put money in your pocket. Stop this nonsense. Come on, man. Let people compete. Let companies, individuals who have companies, let them compete and show and prove that they can do the best job, and give it to them. Give them 1 year or 2 years. If they don't provide, you take the contract and give it to somebody else. Stop this selling contract to a bunch of incompetent, greedy, selfish, corrupt people. That's what the country, after 176 years, look at us. Look at the condition we're in. So please, privatization is very good. It works very well. Because it will provide jobs for the citizens, and it will provide better service for the citizen. So if you privatize the water the same way, the water company will provide good jobs, will provide jobs, and will provide good service. Because if the company knows they have other competitors that are in that same area or not too far from them, they don't want to lose their clients. They don't want to lose their customers. So they do their best to make sure the customers are happy, to keep the customer with them, if possible, for life. So when you privatize these companies, these electricity, phone, internet, water, and trash pickup also, I forgot to mention trash and trash pickup, privatize it. When you privatize this, company wants to succeed. No company wants to go into business today and fail tomorrow. Even those who are lazy and stupid, who have no idea about company, they don't open company today with a mindset that will fail tomorrow. They open with a mindset to succeed, even though they may not do what it takes to succeed, but they still desire to succeed. So if we privatize these areas in Liberia, the country will succeed, the company will succeed, the citizen will benefit both sides. The citizen will get jobs from these private companies, and the citizens will get better services. Oh Lord, my phone, excuse me. Sorry, I should have turned my phone up. Let me turn it off. Thank you. Are you guys with me? We need to privatize these things. We need to privatize all of these services. Because companies will begin to realize they have to compete with each other to do a better job, to provide better service. And you also, number two, if you are working for a private company, it'll be almost hard. I'm not saying it's impossible. It'll be almost hard for you to steal and cheat. If you're working for a private company that providing power, let's say in Buchanan, it'll be almost hard and impossible for you to steal power. Because an employee will have an employee badge or employee code, your employee number. The company will put some things into place that will almost make it impossible for you to steal power. So you'll get caught if you try. So it will minimize the theft of stealing power. But if you're working for the government, who's checking after you? I've heard many of the employees that work for LEC, they are the ones who are stealing the power and giving it to the customers. When I say stealing power, they will go directly to the LEC workers, pay them some money under him, so the LEC worker can connect them directly on the line, as opposed to through the meter where you can pay your money. There are people here, some of them, they call themselves Reverend, Doctor, Father, Mother, Pastors. They are stealing power. That means the line is directly connected to the LEC. It's not connected through a meter where you can pay for it. Is it fair to the rest of us who are paying that you are stealing power and you go to bed, you sleep in peace? You think you'll succeed in life? You think you will reap something good in life? You will reap what you are sowing. You are a thief. And you think you steal, somebody will steal 100 times more than that from you. And everywhere you go, people will be stealing from you and robbing from you. And when you are robbing you, what you will say? So please, when you privatize things, you minimize theft. And then you increase productivity. You increase the services provided. You increase our life. Not our lifespan. You increase productivity. You increase services provided. You decrease theft and stealing. And you increase jobs. You provide jobs for your people, because each of these companies are privatized. These are private companies. They want to succeed. They will hire people. They will train people. And all of us benefit. You get job. You get better internet services. You get better phone services. You get better internet, water. You get better light. Your city is clean because the company who provide the trash pickup, they are doing a good job. Your city becomes clean. Because where a city that is dirty and people are dirty, they will be sickly. And what I noticed, they are always sick. Oh, I'm sick. I got headache, stomach ache, diarrhea, dysentery. They're always sick. You know why you guys are always sick? The country is dirty. When you see dirt and filth, you will see germs and disease. Because where there's dirt, there will be flies, worms, maggots, roaches, rats. And those things live in the tract and they crawl into your house. They crawl on your counter, crawl on your spoons, crawl there. And you don't even wash your hands and you just eat. You see grown men in the city line up in the daylight. They are pissing. When I first came, it was a shocker to me. Talk about culture shock. Yes. I see the men. I say, why did men line up? They say, just wait and see. When we pay that in the day, like children, no children, they don't care, men, women, they don't care who's passing by. In the city, not in the forest, in the city, and they are lined up pissing. What? You pass it, the place stink. It smells like urine and feces. They pee-pee, they poo-poo in the streets, in the city, daylight, anytime they do it. Why? Then you see the government, they didn't clean up. The government told you to piss there. The government told you to poop there. The government told you to eat the trash and drop it. You eat something, just drop it. You eat it, just drop it. You don't think. It's like you guys on an automatic default of just living dirty. The country, the city is dirty. And sometimes the physical environment of a country, of a city, of somebody's house, the physical environment of it, how it looks in the physical, sometimes it's a representation or a replica of how the person really feels on the inside. So if the city is this dirty and filthy and lawless and disorganized, chances are the behavior, the attributes, the personality of the leaders and the average citizen is dirty, is filthy, is lawless, and is disorganized. There's a spiritual implication of how we live spiritually, how your life looks physically. Your house is dirty and disorganized. Chances are internally, mentally, emotionally, you have dirty and filthy ways. I don't have to tell you what are dirty and filthy ways. Lies, gossiping, and there's plenty here. All Liberians can lie without thinking. They can just lie on contact like that. Just how you blink your eyes and how they can lie. Sometimes for no reason. Sometimes for simple things like just tell the truth. Even if you don't know, say I don't know. Must you give an answer? Must that answer be a lie? Come on now. We have to tell the truth. I didn't pack up my life to live my easy life to come here. No, I came here to help to roll up my sleeves for us to make our country better. But we cannot make our country better if we're going to sit here and pretend that it is well, everything is nice, let's hold hands and sing kumbaya. We got to roll up our sleeves and dig in the dirt. And how we dig in the dirt is by being brutally and sincerely honest and say our country, our city is dirty, it is filthy, and it's not the government's fault. We put the trash there, let us clean it up. They say there's a woman named Mary Burr. They say Mary Burr, that every first Sunday or something she used to, okay, but in the whole country, it's only one woman. The whole, is there 4 or 5 million people? There's only one woman who have sense enough to clean up us. Only one woman. The whole country. There are no men. There are nobody else. I mean, as I'm driving and watching people eating, they just dropping stuff or they drop it in the car. They eat the plastic, they drop it in the street. Why? Some people say they should stop selling water in the plastic. That is not really the solution. Because if you start selling water in the plastic, sell water in the paper, you will throw it. So the plastic is not the problem yet. The problem is the mindset of the people. Clean up. Is that how your house is filthy? Then how you keep the city filthy? The filth and the dirt in the street represent the filth and the dirt in your lives. in your minds, in your attitude, your behavior, your characteristics, your personality. That means it's also dirty and filthy. So we have to change our ways, clean up our act, change our attitude. Then we can clean up our city. Because your outside environment represents what's going on inside. Mentally and emotionally and spiritually. So if you look at it, if the city is dirty and filthy and lawless and disorganized, chances are the lives of the citizen in that city, internally, mentally, physically, spiritually, emotionally, they are dirty, filthy, lawless. And we all need some deep inner cleansing, healing, and deliverance. Seriously, we all, I said we, that means myself included. But somebody got to sound the alarm. And because I'm talking about it, that doesn't mean I'm perfect. But somebody have to acknowledge. They teach you in Psychology 101 in the US. They teach you Psychology 101. The first solution is to first acknowledge that you have a problem. You have 50% solve your problem just by acknowledging there is. But if you can't even acknowledge there's a problem, you see how far you are away from finding the solution. So we have to first acknowledge. That we acknowledge doesn't mean you are bad, I'm right. Doesn't mean I'm right, you are wrong. It means that we have come in agreement to speak with one voice, with like mind, with like passion, with one spirit, and we have come together to make sure that, you know what, enough of making excuses. Let's clean up our city. And the last thing I'm going to say, many of you want to work for government, you want government job because you are lazy, you are incompetent, you are greedy, and you want to steal. Seriously. Because if you go to government job, you're going to start work at 8 o'clock, you're going to work at 11, 12 o'clock, by 3 o'clock you clock out, you come home. You see? But if you work for a private company, chances are that laziness won't tolerate because you don't go to work 1 or 2 or 3 days, they put you on probation before you know they fire you, finish. You want to steal, you get caught, finish, they fire you, finish. But you're all looking for government job. Government cannot, and I'm talking pretty fast because I'm passionate about my country and my people. Government cannot solve the problem because government is the problem. But you and I, we can solve the problem. We can clean up our city. We can clean up our ways, our attitude, our heart towards each other. Anyway, I hope I said something that makes sense to somebody. Don't get attitude. Don't get angry. Don't come insult me. It makes no sense. It does not solve the problem. You come and insult, it doesn't solve the problem. You leave negative, useless comment. Thank God YouTube has a black button and a delete button. I don't have a problem using it. But let's come put our heads together and our hearts together and our resources together to make our country and our continent great. This is Dagnet, the African blogger. I hope you will share, you will subscribe, leave your comment. Let's discuss as adults. Get out of your feelings. Let me get out of my feelings. But let's be brutally honest. We need to make this country great. And not by excusing our behavior away and justifying it away, explaining it away. It's by being brutally honest and say, yes, this country is dirty. It's filthy. The mindset of our people needs to change. How do we do it? Let's come together and do it. You can handle the trash. This one can handle that. It's like a pieces of the puzzle. You can take your own piece and run with it. When we finish, we put it together, we'll see the full picture. I hope I made sense. I know I kind of ramble on and rant on. It's okay. Somebody got the point. Thank you very much.